Trapped in the tension between time and eternity, 2018 AD. The scene was an affluent neighborhood in Douglas County, Georgia. A young black man, age 17, caught in the wrong place with the wrong people at the wrong time. This young man was an all-star football player who recorded 45 receptions and 6 touchdowns, accumulating more than 500 yards during the 2018 season. Praised, beloved, and held a litany of offers from multiple colleges. Though once the games ended, the stands cleared, and the hoopla ceased to transpire, there was a disconnect. Because in this affluent neighborhood in Douglas County, he served as a lookout for a robbery and murder. No expectation without representation. Now those scholarships retracted, praise turned to censures, and could face a life sentence in prison. We now look upon this story and ask the question, why? No expectation without representation. This young man's future in tatters because of the lack of individuals in his life who held his future with fastidious care. In order to set expectations for tomorrow's leaders, we must have representation of excellence in our communities. Without individuals who represent that standard, you cannot expect us to reach for greatness because it is not represented in our environments. My daddy was a hard-working, faithful man who had the perspicacity of an eagle. Though we did not grow up affluent or with much, he was still a provider and invested into our futures. He always versed these words to me, son, a good name is worth more than any amount of money in the world. The world already has prejudice against educating the black mind. They mask this prejudice with meretricious praise by making it seem the only way to get out of poverty is through music or sports. They say black boys don't want to learn. We do. We are sick and tired of the way we are being marginalized and treated by people who don't look like us in our education system. Filling our ears with jargon, diagnosing us with learning disabilities. When we invented mathematics and the sciences, chemistry was created in ancient Egypt, which by the ancient Egyptians was called keynote, and was took by Alexander the Great and one of his high generals, Ptolemy, and they turned it and took it back to Macedonia and then called it chemistry. Language, mathematics, founded in Africa. They know if there's black representation in schools, they won't be able to treat us the way they do. But I'm here to tell you today, if God be for you, who can be against you? There's a king and queen in every one of you, and if you speak the right words, you can unearth and call that king and queen out. But we need a mentor, an example, because we know we cannot rely on the system to guide us. We're always going to reach for something, if there is negative representation or positive. We will reach for whichever route will provide for our families, because we have to grow up. Love us. Don't be afraid. Build relations. Set expectations. Love us. Don't be afraid. Build relations. Then set expectations. These 4 points will guide any of you seniors, saints in the audience to mentorship and guiding a young mind to excellence. When those 7 jewels founded Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated in 1906, they had good news. The scholarship and service of black people in America was important and relevant. And we shall transcend in all aspects of success and society. And I'm here to tell you today, 32 years later, I have good news for you. Can I tell you the good news? Mexico is going to pay for it.